Yes, good morning everyone. Welcome to the another session on probability and random process. And we are discussing in the unit 2, testing hypothesis. And the testing hypothesis, in the last class we have seen that some ideas, some basic concepts of sampling theory, basic concepts of sampling theory. And today we will discuss further about large samples. Today we will discuss further about large samples and corresponding consequences. Yes, test of significance of large samples. Test of significance of large samples here. When can you say that the collected sample is a large sample means if sample size exceeds 30, sample size exceeds 30, then you can call that sample will be the large sample. It will be regarded as a large sample here. And generally, the large sample distributions approximately tends to normal distribution. They are going to consider the sampling distribution of large samples. Sampling distribution of large sample approximately follow normal distribution. Therefore, we are going to use normal distribution ideas to identify whether accept H0 or reject H0. In that manner, we can consider. Here, critical value we can consider. Critical value means a value which divides critical and acceptance region. A value which divides critical and acceptance region, that is generally called critical region. It is generally called critical value. Critical value. Already yesterday we discussed about critical region and accepted region. Therefore, that dividing point is called critical value. Critical value. Now we can find many critical values here. We can find different critical values. Depends upon the level of significance alpha percentage. Level of significance percentage. It depends on level of significance alpha, and also depends on the tailed test. Depends on the tailed test. We may have different critical values. We may have different critical values here. The critical values varies here. Here the list of critical values. The list of critical values. For a level of significance alpha is equal to 5%. For a level of significance alpha is equal to 5%, we have different critical values here. For two-tailed test, the last class we discussed that for two-tailed test you can get 1.96 here. 1.96, that is the critical value. And left-tailed test, this is the left-tailed test. For this, for 5% level of significance, you can get 1.64. That's a critical value. For right-tailed test, similarly, this is minus 1.64, minus 1.64. For right-tailed test, we have the critical value 1.64 here. 1.64 here for 5% level of significance. For 5% level of significance, you can get a critical value like this here. Therefore, suppose if it is a 10% or for 2%, 1% level of significance, correspondingly also the critical value varies here. But for standard level, we will use 5% level of significance. For this, you can remember these critical values here, 1.9664 and plus 1.64. In that manner, we can consider. Right. Therefore, for large sample testing conditions, we must have n must be greater than 30. N greater than 30, then only you can say that it will be a large sample. And here, the sampling distribution always follows normal distribution. Sampling distribution always follow normal distribution. Based on that, we may have the critical value like this. We may have the critical value like this. That is the idea we can say that here. Next thing is that what will be the procedure in testing a hypothesis here? What will be the procedure in testing a hypothesis? Yes, for testing a hypothesis, we have some steps, repeated steps here. What are the steps we can follow? First of all, you have to identify that appropriate test. First of all, you have to identify appropriate test based on the given values. Based on the what are the values are given. Based on that, you have to identify the appropriate test. Appropriate test. Then after that, you have to set up the null hypothesis H0 and alternative hypothesis H1. Based on the problem statement here. Based on the problem statement and based on the test conditions here, you can set with the null hypothesis H0 and alternative hypothesis H1. Alternative hypothesis H1. That is the thing you have to consider here. Now, after setup of alternative hypothesis H1, after the setup of alternative hypothesis H1, yes, last class, yesterday class, we discussed that in what manner you can set up alternative hypothesis H1. What are the possibilities? 3 possibilities you can get that here. One is not equal to, okay? Theta not equal to theta naught. Another one is theta greater than theta naught. Another one is theta less than theta naught. In that manner, you can consider here. Based on that not equal to, less than or greater than, you can identify tailed test, whether it is one-tailed test or left-tailed, right-tailed test, two-tailed test. In that manner, you can identify here. Based on the tailed test, and further, you have to calculate the test statistic Z here. You have to calculate the test statistic Z here. Based on the appropriate test, we may have a test statistic here. You have to calculate the test statistic here. Test statistic. Now you have to identify the critical value Z alpha. Critical value Z alpha. Critical value Z alpha is depends on the tailed test and depends on the level of significance alpha. 5% level of significance for two tailed tests, it will be 1.96 like that here. Therefore, you have to identify critical value Z alpha. Previously, you calculated the test statistic Z for that corresponding values here. Therefore, then you have to compare these two values. You have to compare. This is calculated value. This is stable value. This is stable value. If modulus value of Z less the calculated value less than that of the table value, mod Z alpha, then you can accept H naught here, and then you can accept H naught. Otherwise, reject H naught here. If it is greater than, you can say that reject H naught here. Reject H naught, implicit meaning is that, another meaning is that accept H1. Accept H1. In that manner, you can consider modulus value of Z less than Z alpha, then you can say that it will be accept H naught, otherwise reject H naught. Reject H naught. In that manner, you can get it. Well, this is the idea you can get in the testing hypothesis. Testing hypothesis. First, you have to identify appropriate test. First, you have to identify the appropriate test based on the given values. Then you have to set up the null and alternative hypothesis. Null and alternative hypothesis here. These conditions and the null and alternative hypothesis. Null hypothesis is always same. There is no significant difference between sample statistic and population parameter, that type of thing. But alternative hypothesis only, you have to take care whether what type of question is given here. What type of, if this question is in terms of comparison type, then you have to use less than or greater than symbol here. Just only checking that significant or not, that type of thing, you have to use. You can use not equal to idea. Therefore, based on equal to or not equal to, less than or greater than, you can identify the test here, a tailed test here. It is one-tailed or two-tailed, particularly left-tailed or right-tailed test here. Therefore, based on the tailed test, based on the level of significance, you can able to identify the respective critical value. I'll calculate test statistic from the given data. If that calculated value less than that of modulus value Z less than modulus Z alpha, what is the need of modulus value of Z less than Z alpha means? In order to, if it is both left-tailed test means you can get negative values here. Therefore, in order to identify the common condition for both left-tailed and right-tailed, in order to use a common condition for both left-tailed and right-tailed test, we arrived this type of modulus symbol here. Modulus value of Z less than modulus value of Z alpha. Less than accept H naught, otherwise reject H naught. This is the procedure. With this procedure, we can able to identify whether we can accept H naught or reject H naught. And that manner we can get. Yes. In the large sample, we have two tests here. We have two tests only. The first test is that to identify the significant difference between sample proportion small p, and population proportion capital P. In order to test this test of significance of the test heading is that the test of significance of difference between sample proportion and population proportion. For this type of test, we have the test statistic. And it's given by like this. The test statistic is given by like this here. z equal to p minus p by square root of pq by n. P minus p by square root of pq by n. N is the size of the sample here. P, capital P is the population proportion. Capital P means population proportion, and Q is 1 minus P, capital P, and small p is sample proportion. Small p is sample proportion. So to test the the test statistic for the test of significance of difference between sample proportion small p and the population proportion capital P is given by p minus p by square root of pq by n. Pq by n. How can you arrive this test statistic? That we will see now easily here. Test of significance of sample proportion capital P for difference between sample proportion capital P, sample proportion capital P, and population proportion small p, and population proportion capital P, population proportion capital P. What type of thing you can consider here? Suppose this is a population. That population, for that population, we have for the population capital X, for the population capital X, that proportion of success is capital P. Proportion of success is capital P. Implies you can say that capital X follows binomial distribution with n trials, number of trials you can consider as a capital P. For capital X follows, proportion of success is given here as a capital P for the population capital X. Then you can say that capital X follows B of n comma P, binomial distribution n comma P. Suppose when n is large, and you can, in that case, you can say that here X follows normal distribution. X follows normal distribution with mean NP and standard deviation square root of NP cube. Square root of NP cube. When n is large, when n is large here, that is, if you consider the number of trial is very large here, then in that case, you can use that normal distribution. You can use a normal distribution. X follows a normal distribution with NP square root of NP cube. Mean, it is like a mu comma sigma. Mu comma sigma form. That is mu is mean value of the binomial distribution, that is NP, and variance is NP cube. Therefore, standard deviation is square root of NP cube. Square root of NP cube. So from this, if you divide by n, that gives n of p comma square root of p cube by n. Square root of p cube by n. Square root of p cube by n. Therefore, here x is the sample here. X is the sample here. You are dividing by the x is the population. X is the population, whole population here. You are dividing by the number of trial here. You are dividing by the number of trials here based on the number of items here. Then x by n gives, that is for each and every item the proportion of success. X by n gives the each and every item a proportion of success here. Therefore, you can take it as a this x by n represent proportion of success for the sample. The sample item. Every item is a sample. Every item is a sample. For x by n represent here now proportion of successes. Proportion of success of the sample. Proportion of success of the sample here. For in that manner, if you consider that here, now x by n represent proportion of success. Proportion of success of the sample. Proportion of success of the sample, denoted by small letter p. Denoted by small letter p. Small letter p. Then what you can get here? P follows n of capital P comma square root of p cube by n. From the previous idea, now you are representing by small letter p. Small letter p. Then you can say that p follows normal distribution with the p comma square root of p cube by n. Square root of p cube by n. for P, the proportional success of the sample. Proportional success of the sample follows normal distribution with help of this idea. Therefore, already you know that here, if x follows n of mu comma sigma, x follows n of mu comma sigma, then z equal to x minus mu by sigma is what? Can anyone give the answer here?
Standard normal variate.
This is a standard normal variate. If x follows n of mu comma sigma, then you can say that z equal to x minus mu by sigma. With this change, you can say that it will be a standard normal variate here. If it is standard normal variate, what about its nature here? Its nature about mean and variance.
0, 1.
0, 1. Standard normal variate with a mean n of 0, 1 here. Therefore, from this you can say that z equal to p minus capital P, like x minus mu, here p minus capital P minus capital P, square root of that sigma value, standard error or standard deviation, square root of p cube by n, follows normal distribution with 0, 1, mean 0, 1, 0, 1. Therefore, you see that here, this is a test statistic. Is the required test statistic? Is the required test statistic? You have to get that. It is the required test statistic to identify the significance difference between P and capital P. To identify the significance difference between P and capital P. If there is no significant, difference between P and capital P, means it means that P is also taken from the same type of normal distribution. The small sample P also taken from the same type of normal distribution. The total expression will follows normal distribution form here, standard normal curve form here. Standard normal curve form means if this total obtained value, less than 1.96 for critical value, not only 1.96 here, that is critical value, mod Z alpha, we can accept H naught, Therefore, whether that sample values also follows normal distribution or not, that you can identify with the help of the level of significance percentage, 5% or 10% and so on here. Generally, we can use 5% here. Therefore, based on that, you can get if it is less than 1.96, then you say that that sample value is also taken from the same type of normal distribution, with the 5% level of significance, with the 5% level of significance or 95% of confidence limit. It means that there is no significance between P and capital P. Suppose it is greater than that critical value, you can say that you have to reject H naught. This is the idea you can follow. Therefore, here for this type of problem, what type of problem here? To test the significant difference between sample proportion P and population proportion capital P. Sample proportion P, population proportion capital P. We can use the test statistic as P minus P by square root of P cube by n. P minus P by square root of P cube by n. That type of idea you can get that here. That Q is equal to 1 minus capital P. Q is equal to 1 minus capital P. Now we can discuss some problems based on this test statistic. From the initial class of test hypothesis, we use the one example is that a salesman in a departmental store. Now you can see that problem here. See the problem number 1. A salesman in a departmental store claims that at most 60% of these shoppers entering the store leave without making a purchase. Here, this is HAC. A random sample of 50 shoppers, showed that 35 of them left without making a purchase. Therefore, this is the salesman claim here. He says that 60% of shoppers entering the store leave without making purchase. In order to check whether it is correct or not, you identified with the help of 50 shoppers, a random number of 50 shoppers, you identified that 35 of them leave without making a purchase here, Therefore, the question they are asking that, are these sample results consistent with the claim of the salesman? Are these sample results consistent with the claim of the salesman? In that manner, they are asking. Therefore, you check that whether the sample results consistent or inconsistent. In that manner, you can check it. Right. Therefore, you see that here problem, a random sample of 50 shoppers here. Right. A sample size is n is equal to 50. N equal to 50. Therefore, it is greater than 30. Right. Greater than 30. Therefore, it is a large sample. First one is large sample type of problem. Second one, what type of test statistic we can approach here, that what type of values are given. This is a salesman claim. Salesman claim. This is the general idea. General idea means it is population value. Population value. So one value from population is given, and in the random sample of 50 shoppers, 35 of them left without making purchase here. Therefore, it is also one value from the sample here. Therefore, without making purchase here, therefore proportion you can get out of 50. Therefore, 35 by 50, 35 by 50, you can use that here. Therefore, you can say that here it is a sample value. Therefore, this is a proportion, sample proportion value, you can get that. Therefore, definitely it is a population proportion value. Therefore, this is population proportion capital P. This is sample proportion capital small p, you can get that. And n is equal to 50, therefore large sample. Therefore, correspondingly, you can use this test statistic. Z equal to P minus P by square root of PQ by N. As you can see the solution of this problem with these conditions here. As first problem solution, given what are the values are given, to write first one by one here. Population proportion is given as a 60% of the shoppers is given here. Therefore, it will be 60% here. Therefore, you can get it as a 0.6 here, 0.6. The sample out of 50 shoppers, they showed that 35 of them left without making purchase here. That is the condition you can use here. Therefore, here you can use the sample proportion value, that is a small p, that is equal to 35 by 50. 35 by 50. Therefore, you can get that 0.7. That value will be 0.7. Then now you see that here small p, capital P, small p and capital P, and then small n. These values are given. Therefore, you can use test 1. You can use test 1 condition here. Therefore, after identifying the test here, what are the things you have to proceed further here? You have to set up the null and alternative hypothesis. Null and alternative hypothesis here. First of all, null hypothesis H0. Null hypothesis H0. Null hypothesis always there it says that there is no significant difference between sample proportion and population proportion. There's no significant difference between sample proportion and population proportion. There is no significant difference between sample and population proportion. There is no significant difference between sample and population proportion. That is the idea. We can get that. Then you can write implicit meaning depends on the problem condition also. Okay? What will be the implicit meaning of this statement? No significant difference between sample and population proportions. Okay? Population proportion. What is the implicit meaning of the problem statement? Based on the problem statement, they are asking that whether the sample results consistent with the claim of the salesman. Okay? Sample results consistent with the claim of the salesman. This is claim of the salesman. This is sample result. This is claim of the salesman. This is sample result. Then P equal to P means what about implicit meaning based on the problem statement? Anyone? Sample results. Consistent. Sample results consistent with the claim of the salesman. Consistent with the claim of the salesman. Claim of the salesman. This is the implicit meaning based on the given condition. Then further, you have to put up the alternative hypothesis. Here. Next one is alternative hypothesis. Alternative hypothesis H1. H1 means what type of alternative hypothesis you can approach here. The question is very simple. Are these sample results consistent with the claim of the salesman? Therefore, we can approach whether it is consistent or inconsistent. Suppose the question is like that here. Are these sample results are higher than the claim of the salesman, or fewer than the claim of the salesman? In that manner, that type of question is a comparison form. Comparison form. But here just you are going to check that whether it is consistent or inconsistent here. Therefore, if it is comparison, we can use P greater than P, P greater less than P. But the question is only consistent or inconsistent only. So what you can write here? P not equal to capital P. P not equal to P, not equal to capital P. No need to write less than or greater than. Only comparison type of question only you can write like that here. What is the implicit? What is the meaning? There is some significance. There is some significance. There is some significance between sample and population proportions. Sample and population proportions. Sample and population proportions. What is the implicit meaning? Sample results are inconsistent. Sample results are inconsistent with the claim of the salesman. Sample results are inconsistent with the claim of the salesman. This is the implicit meaning for this alternative hypothesis H1. Alternative hypothesis H1. Now, because of P not equal to P, what type, after setting alternative hypothesis, further you have to decide which type of tailed test, whether it is one-tailed, left-tailed, or right-tailed, or two-tailed test here. Because of P not equal to P, what type of tailed test here?
Two-tailed.
Two-tailed test. Implies the test is a two-tailed test. Test is a two-tailed test. Test is a two-tailed test. Then you identify that test is a two-tailed test. Now you find test statistic. Now test statistic Z equal to, for this type of problem, your test statistic is P minus P square root of PQ by N. P minus P square root of PQ by N. This is 0.7 minus 0.6 square root of capital P is 0.6 here. 0.6. This is 0.4. This is 0.4 whole divided by sample is 50. 50. So 50. Can anyone give the answer for this one? Value?
$1.44.
1.44. Our answer will be 1.44. Capital Q is 1 minus capital P. 1 minus capital P. This is Z value. This is calculated value 1.44. 1.44. Now you have to determine critical value. You have to determine, this is calculated value. Now you have to determine critical value for two-tailed test. There is no level of significance is given. Therefore, your general level of significance is 5% level. 5% level here. Therefore, now you write the critical value here. Now, for two-tailed test, the tailed test is already two-tailed test. For two-tailed test, and for alpha is equal to 5% LOS, alpha is equal to 5% LOS, we have critical value. We have critical value Z alpha is equal to 1.96. Already you know that, all of you know that the critical value is 1.96. Implies modulus value of Z equal to 1.44. 1.44. This is modulus value of Z 1.44 less than 1.96 here, that is equal to modulus value of Z alpha. Implies modulus value of Z less than modulus value of Z alpha. What about your conclusion?
We can accept H0.
Accept H0. We can accept H0. We can accept H0. Accept H naught means what is the implicit meaning? That is we have to identify. That implicit meaning, this is H naught. That implicit meaning is that sample results are consistent with the claim of the salesman. Sample results are, this is the idea. The sample results are consistent with the claim of the salesman. That conclusion you can write here. That conclusion you can write. Implies sample results are consistent with the claim of the salesman. Claim of the salesman. This is the idea we can use that. Consistent with the claim of the salesman. Yes, idea is very simple. First, you write all the values. What are the values are given? You identify all the values here. Based on that values, you can determine what type of test you can apply. You can now based on that you write null hypothesis. Null hypothesis. Null hypothesis always says that there is no difference between sample and population here. Meaning, by that you can say that equal to, always equal to. There is no change in null hypothesis. For every problem, it is equal to only. Says that no significant difference between sample and population proportions based on the problem. Now, based on the question, you immediately write what will be the implicit meaning for the null hypothesis H naught. For the null hypothesis H naught. Then you have to fix alternative hypothesis H1. Alternative hypothesis H1. Based on the question, whether it is comparison type of question or just to check significant or not, that type of question, we can use not equal to, less than or greater than here. Therefore, here only just check that consistent or inconsistent. Therefore, you can use not equal to idea. Therefore, there is some significant between alternative means there is some significant. Always there is some significant between this one. But it may vary, depends upon comparison type of problem, less than or greater than. Therefore, you write implicitly as implicit meaning based on the problem statement here. Implicit conclusion for the problem statement here. Because of this statement, not equal to, less than or greater than, you can fix what type of tailed test here. What type of tailed test? This is tailed test. Therefore, further find test statistic. Whether test statistic values are less than or greater than that of critical value. That is also determined. Less than means accept H naught here. Accept H naught means you write meaning of accept H naught here. Sample results are consistent with the claim of the salesman. That type of idea you can get. Right. This is the idea how to approach this type of problem. Right. We see the next problem here. Next problem here. The fatality rate of typhoid patients is believed to be 17.26%. The fatality rate of, it is general idea. The fatality rate of typhoid patients is believed to be 17.26%. In a certain year, 640 patients are suffering from typhoid, were treated in a metropolitan hospital, and only 63 patients died here. On that year, one certain year, 640 patients are suffering from typhoid, were admitted in a metropolitan hospital, and 63 patients died. That data you are getting here, and that data you are getting here. Now, based on the general belief of this one, fatality rate of typhoid patients, and based on the sample results, the question is that can you consider the hospital efficient? Can you consider the hospital efficient? In that manner, they are asking. Well, this is a general conclusion about fatality rate of typhoid affected patients, but this is the identified results based on the affected persons of typhoid in a metropolitan hospital. Then if you compare these two, general idea and sample results here, can you say that the hospital efficient? In that manner they are asking you. Right. Here, for general belief is you take it as a population idea. You take it as capital P. Capital P is equal to 17.26%. In a certain year, therefore, this is, you take it as a 63. Total sample size is 640. For 63 by 640, that is, you take it as a small p, sample proportion. Based on that, you can proceed. Right. A solution of second problem. Given capital P is equal to 17.26%. Fatality rate of typhoid patients here, therefore it will be 0.1726. 0.1726. And one more thing is given, n is equal to 6 part T. N is equal to 6 part T, and P is equal to 63. Yeah. 63 patients. 63 by 6 part. 63 by 6 part. What about the amount here? P, small p.
0.098, sir.
0.009.
98.
98. 0.098. Any other digit here?
4.
4.
0984. Okay? Small p is equal to 0984. And therefore, the values are you identified that here, then immediately you can set up the null and alternative hypothesis. Okay? Null hypothesis H naught. Null hypothesis H naught. What is the thing you can say that here? Null hypothesis means there is no significant difference between P and P. There is no significant difference between sample and population proportion. Okay? Sample and population proportions. What is the implicit meaning for this problem here? Implicit meaning for this problem. This small p is the hospital's fatality rate. Hospital fatality rate based on the sample size case. 640 patients, 63 patients died here. This is general belief about the fatality rate of typhoid patients here. It is hospital's fatality rate on typhoid patients here. If you say that it's hospital fatality rate meet with general belief of fatality rate, can you say that hospital efficient?
Yes, sir.
When
Yes,
can you
sir.
say that? When can you say that hospital efficient? It is not only this hospital. They are asking that any hospital, the fatality rate is this manner. This is general belief. General belief here. For not only this hospital, any hospital, typhoid patient fatality rate is like this here. But we are searching for in this hospital whether the test efficient, whether it is efficient or not here. If meet with fatality rate, there is no. This is not. It is also like other hospital. It is also like other hospitals here. Therefore, there is no efficiency. There is no efficiency. Efficiency. Therefore, the hospital. All of you understand here. The hospital is inefficient. The hospital is inefficient. Inefficient. When can you say that hospital is efficient? If it is less than that, less than the fatality rate, the general belief of fatality rate only, you can say that the hospital is efficient. Implies you can put alternative. You can set up alternative hypothesis. Alternative hypothesis H1. Alternative hypothesis H1. The question is that whether the hospital efficient or not. They are asking. When what manner you can check efficient or not?
P less than P.
When you compare the fatality rate here. Therefore, it is like a comparison form here. Comparison form. Therefore, you have to write P whether greater than or less than P here. P is 0.0984. The capital P is greater here. Therefore, P is less than, clearly very less than that of capital P. Capital P. Therefore, there is some significance. There is some significance between sample and population proportions. There is some significance between sample and population proportions. Population proportions. Now, based on this idea, what about the conclusion about the hospital?
Efficient, sir.
Efficient. Efficient. The hospital is efficient. The hospital is efficient. Because it less than that of the general belief of the fatality rate. Less than that of the general belief of the fatality rate after admitting into the hospital. Right. Now, because of less than, what type of test you can say that? It is a
Left-sided.
left side. Left-tailed test. Test is a left-tailed test. Left-tailed test. Left tail test. Now identify the what statistic, test statistic, test statistic here. Now test statistic is that equal to P minus capital P square root of PQ by N. P is equal to 0.0984, previous page here, 0.0984, 1726 here, minus 0.1726 whole divided by square root of 0.1726, 1 minus 0.1726, and Q is 1 minus P. N is 640 patients. N is 640 patients. What about the value of Z? Here.
Minus 4.96.
Minus 4.96.
96.
Or can get it as minus 4.96. Minus 4.96. Minus 4.96. Correct? Anyone? Any other different answer? Okay. Now you identify critical value. Now for left-tailed test, and for LOS, level of significance alpha is equal to 5%, comma, critical value is that alpha is equal to 1.64, minus 1.64 for left-tailed test, minus 1.64, that already you know that here. This is for left-tailed test and level of significance 5% here, 1.64. Implies modulus value of Z equal to 4.96. Modulus value of Z equal to 4.96. This is 4.96. Any other answer? Greater than that of 1.64. That is equal to modulus value of Z alpha. Any other different answer? 4.96.
Yes, sir.
4.96. Okay. Then you are getting at modulus value of Z greater than modulus value of Z alpha. Modulus value of Z greater than modulus value of Z alpha. You are dividing by 640 or not here? Square root of 640. Modulus value of Z greater than modulus value of Z alpha means what about your conclusion here? Accept H naught or reject H naught here?
Reject H naught.
Reject H naught. Reject H naught. Reject H naught. Reject H naught means your implicit meaning is that accept H1. Reject H naught means accept H1. Accept H1 means what about your implicit meaning here? The hospital is
efficient.
The hospital is efficient. Yes. Obviously, you see that here this very less number only, but you cannot say roughly. You have to use some statistical ideas here. For that, you are using testing hypothesis. Therefore, implies you say that here the hospital is efficient. The hospital is efficient. The hospital is efficient. Based on the what? Accept H1. Accept H1 condition, you can say that the hospital is efficient. Very important thing here, the question is like a comparison statement here. Efficiency means that efficiency, you can say that whether it is greater or higher only, you can say that efficiency. Therefore, you have to use based on the value, you can say that P less than P. And one more thing, use always left side is sample. Left side is sample, right side is population. Therefore, then only you can say exact or left tailed or right tailed test. Right tailed test, in that one you can consider. Right.
Sir, excuse me, sir. Sir, in previous case, we got small p is greater than capital P. So why can't we take right tail tests, sir?
The two-tailed test you consider, because the question is not comparison type here. The question is just to check that consistent or inconsistent only.
So,
Based on
but
that,
But here also we did the same thing, no, sir. We just compared.
Compared means P less than P. In the previous column, we say that the previous column we consider that P not equal to P, not greater than P less than P.
Sir, how are you taking that value? So based on the values we are getting that, according to that we'll consider the condition also.
Condition. Not only based on the value, based on the values here. Value is either definitely less than or greater than only. There's no problem here. But based on the question only you have to consider. Based on the question only you have to choose alternative hypothesis. Question is that are these sample results are consistent or inconsistent? They are asking that consistent or inconsistent here. Therefore, in order to check that consistent or inconsistent, just you consider that not equal to idea. Not equal to idea. But in this problem, they are asking that value is definitely greater than or less than. There is no doubt here. But in this problem, they are asking that hospital efficient. Efficiency means based on the fatality rate, reduce the fatality rate or higher fatality rate only, you can say that it is efficient or inefficient. Therefore, fatality rate is reduced or higher, that you have to identify. Then only you can say that it is efficient or higher, inefficient. Understand?
Yes, sir, got it, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Now, all of you try this problem and give your answer. Give your answer, the same type of idea. A manufacturer of fluorescent bulbs claims that an average 2% of his products are defective. Average 2% of his products are defective. It is a general condition about his product here. Therefore, whether it is correct or not, for that a random sample of 400 items contains 13 defectives. You identified that in 400 items, 13 defectives, you identified that. On the basis of the sample, can you support the manufacturer claim at 5% LOS? The question is that on the basis of this sample, can you support the manufacturer claim at 5% LOS? What are the values are given? Capital P equal to 0.02, small p is equal to 13 by 400. N is equal to 400. So everything you can use. But what type of tailed test you have to use? On the basis of this question only you can identify. On the basis of the sample, can you support the manufacturer claim? What type of two-tailed? Yes. Can you support or not support? That type of mean only you can move here. Therefore, you can directly approach two-tailed test here. On the basis of the sample, can you say that the defectives are very less or higher? In that manner only you have to approach right-tailed or left-tailed test. But only support or not support only, you can approach two-tailed. Two-tailed means what type of PE? You can say that here in H1.
P not equal to P.
P greater than P not equal to P not equal to P. Right. Can you give the answer for this one here? All of you. Whether you accept H0 or reject H0.